this industry, you have to be compassionate. You're dealing with people that have often gone through something that's very traumatic.
It's a real journey. You're on like a journey with them. Yeah, it's really amazing. Nellie and I met about 6 years ago at an optometry practice.
We've always been interested in all things eyes, and we've always been very tactile and crafty and quite artistic.
We sort of knew that we were going to work on something together, but we hadn't quite figured out what it was. Eyes for All aims to make prosthetic eyes more accessible to people in developing countries or where they're not widely accessible. So we train people to make prosthetic eyes.
So there's about 9 ocularists in Australia, maybe 11 now, including us. This industry is quite difficult to get into. It's a generational thing. So often ocularists are taught by their fathers or their mothers or their families, and it's kept quite tight-knit.
There's no course to get into it. You can't just go and study it. So for us, not being born into a family of ocularists, we had to find people to let us basically train under them. We went to the UK, we went to Athens. We initially went to Kenya, Ghana and Nigeria to get a bit more just hands-on experience with patients. We knew there was a lot of people needing prostheses. And when we got there, we really realised just how much our profession was needed. And a lot of the time in these places, there's a lot of superstition and social stigma surrounding any visual impairments or eye disease or blindness even. A prosthesis can mean that a person can go back to school or back to work and they don't have to feel ostracised.
We've been lucky enough that we've trained with a lot of different people from around the world with different techniques and practices. So we've been able to sort of take bits and pieces of what we've learned and adapt it to our environment. For instance, if we're really short on time, if we don't have running water, which has been one of the obstacles, if there's anything else that's environmental.
Power cuts. Or we'd be running on a generator which didn't have much power, so we'd have to boil things on a gas stove. So
we've had to adapt our practice to our different environments. Because there are 40 steps in making an eye, there's definitely some things that we're figuring out. Maybe one of us is better than others.
Terrible at plastering.
I was just about to say, that's my jam. I'm good at the plastering. Fran's painting is incredible. I think we work really well together. It's been so nice to have somebody that you can bounce ideas off and kind of check in on your work and also share the stories of the people that you've been working with. It's such an incredible industry, but it can be quite emotionally involved. So it's really nice to have somebody to work with.
I feel like I literally couldn't do it without you.
Shut up, make me blush on camera. It's a really important part of the rehabilitation process for people that have either been born with an eye disease or an impairment or have gone through some sort of trauma. It instills their confidence and it returns autonomy to them. We've also seen firsthand how it can help some people navigate through some really difficult decisions to actually go ahead with life-saving surgeries, knowing that those impairments will not be visible or obvious.
Yeah, and I can mean that they can get back into their life.
Yeah.